This week on Water Wednesdays, we take you back to Bowmanston Well and Pumping Station in St. John. Last time, the Minister of Energy and Water Resources, Wilfred Abrams, and the Acting General Manager of the Barbados Water Authority, Dr. John Mwanza, led the expedition 300 feet down into Bowmanston Well to see firsthand the depletion of water levels there. This well serves many rural areas. And this time around, we hear from members of the media, members of the press, who are giving their testimonial. Here's their take on the situation.
A pretty amazing experience, actually. Is kind of unique to put yourself in a situation where not the average person would be in, but it's good to see how the system works. It's actually always a pleasure to see how the system works. For a lot of us, water provision is just a matter of turning on the tap and seeing water come out, but getting to see what the employees of the Barbados Water Authority have to do, and Dr. Mwanza and even the minister have to do in an effort to make sure there's a pretty solid level of water in Barbados is actually a treat. Unfortunately, our levels are not where they should be at, as we've all found out, but it's actually still good to see how the system works, and having to go down a 269-foot well to do it was a pretty amazing experience.
All right, so I mean, you know that Barbadians have been very critical over the years of the Barbados Water Authority, and the fact that some areas in Barbados, especially those rural areas, you know them well, have been without water. Do you think those criticisms are fair looking at the situation here with our well system?
Well, it's a difficult question to answer because the average citizen would still expect to have what would be considered a normal provision of water on a daily basis. But when you see the actual levels or a reduction of levels of water as they should be, it gives you a better understanding really of the position that the country in a whole is in. The point is that as a small country like Barbados, we can only produce so much water. Our water has to come from the heavens. So if the water that is coming from the heavens is not at an adequate level, there's only so much the authorities can do to a point. But I still understand the feeling of the average citizen who has to go 2 or 3 days without water. But it would be good if some of them could get to see what the Barbados Water Authority has to do, and this is where you comes in.
Okay, well, it gives me a new appreciation for the resource itself of water. We were down there and we were given a look into what it had looked like back in November, and from what we were told back then, there's a stark comparison. The water levels were way below what they should be. It gives me a new appreciation to every time I turn on the pipe, what to expect, and the different things that you would hear in society and the different things you would hear people saying, you can't look at it the same way anymore. It's a completely different story.
Given I was a lone female who decided to go actually all the way down 269 feet and then an additional 25 feet with the water, it's truly an experience to understand how our water system works, the whole process, because like the average Bajan 2 years ago, I thought rainfall gets to the well and the aquifers, we should get water. But as we went down, Dr. Mwanza explained quite well to us that even with the rainfall and it gets trapped in the aquifer, how long it takes for the dripping process from the actual rocks and stuff to get to the aquifer, sometimes 60 to 90 days. So I have a better understanding. And then he explains to us the pump, which we actually saw by the check dam, that when that has issues, men literally have to go down and replace that pump, bring it up to the surface, then fix it, take it back down. So when Water Authority sends out a message saying we're fixing the pump at, well, it's Allendale or here at Bowmanston, and people think, okay, it's a minor thing. It actually is a very tedious and long process. So I have a better understanding, not only as an officer who works with Water Authority, but as a Bajan, how the actual system works.
And that's it for this edition of Water Wednesdays. To view this or previous episode again, please visit our website, www.barbadoswaterauthority.com. You can go to our Facebook or Instagram pages for additional information, or just type Water Wednesdays in YouTube. You can find us there.